We have created satellites that can see tiny details from space. We can sequence an entire human genome for less than the price of a used car. But a number of archaeological finds continue to produce evidence that science has still not been able to fit into one widely accepted explanation. These are not myths made by storytellers or legends handed down from father to son. These are real archaeological discoveries that science still can't explain. Are you new to our channel? Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bells. Now, let's get started. Number 15. The Grand Canyon's Egyptian tomb well. Only one newspaper article published in 1909 has managed to outlive generations of archaeologists, explorers, and skeptics alike. It told the story of G.E. Kincaid, who claimed he had discovered an immense cave hidden deep inside Arizona's Grand Canyon. According to the report, its chambers held Egyptian-style carvings, towering statues, copper tools, carefully arranged burial rooms, and even unusually large mummies. Kincaid also insisted that the Smithsonian Institution had examined the discovery. After that, the trail simply disappeared. The Smithsonian has repeatedly rejected the story, and no confirmed evidence has ever surfaced to support the claim. Even so, curiosity never truly faded. Online researchers continue pointing toward restricted sections of the canyon, wondering whether something still waits beyond public reach. None of those modern theories have been verified, yet they continue fueling debate across the internet. Whether the entire story was fabricated or something genuinely slipped through history's cracks, its silence has become just as famous as the alleged discovery itself. Number 14. The undeciphered Dofari script of Arabia. Ancient inscriptions carved across the rocks and cliffs of Yemen and Oman are slowly revealing fragments of a language that vanished almost 24 centuries ago. Known as the Dofari script, these markings appear along riverbeds and inside caves, preserving one of Arabia's least understood writing systems. For many years, no one could read them, leaving their meaning completely unknown. That began to change after a linguist proposed that the script may have originated with the ancient Ad people, a tribe mentioned in the Quran but remembered through very little surviving evidence. During surveys carried out in the 1990s, researchers documented an inscription containing 26 different symbols with none repeated across the text. Rather than a message, it is now believed to represent an alphabet, much like listing every letter in sequence. A second inscription discovered later followed the same pattern, strengthening that idea even further. Researchers are now comparing those symbols with ancient South Arabian languages, hoping the forgotten script will begin sharing the story it has protected for centuries. Number 13. The green mummy of Bologna. This unusually colored mummy has puzzled researchers for more than 40 years, and the reason behind its strange appearance may finally have been uncovered. The remains belong to a teenager discovered inside a burial site in Bologna. Unlike most burials from the period, the body rested inside a coffin made from copper alloy rather than wood or stone. That choice preserved the remains strangely well, but it also produced a weird reaction after decomposition began. Acidic fluids released by the body reacted with the surrounding metal, causing the coffin to corrode over time. Minerals known as malachite and pseudomalachite formed during the process, gradually replacing calcium within parts of the skeleton and leaving many of the bones with a striking green color. Curiously, the left leg escaped the reaction almost entirely, most likely because it had very little contact with the coffin itself. Research into this unusual case is helping scientists better understand how different burial materials can transform human remains, preparing them for similar discoveries in the future. But let's be real, this mummy looks creepy. Number 12. The forgotten epidemic of ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt may have recorded one of the world's earliest epidemics, and researchers are only now beginning to understand the illness that once terrified entire communities. An ancient disease known as Tay appears throughout Egyptian hieroglyphic texts, where it was linked to children suffering from a painful condition. The name itself translates to she who belongs to bone breaking, leading many researchers to believe it represents the earliest known description of dengue fever, once widely called breakbone fever. Spread by mosquitoes, dengue continues to affect millions of people today, with more than 10 million reported cases during 2024 alone. Egyptian records suggest the disease struck children most often, leaving behind detailed descriptions throughout the Nile Valley. Those ancient papyri documented not only the symptoms, but also the treatments people relied upon, ranging from practical remedies to rituals rooted in spiritual beliefs. Texts such as the Hearst, Berlin, and London papyri describe violent attacks marked by seizures and skin eruptions. Well, even after thousands of years, those ancient records continue offering clues about one of humanity's oldest medical mysteries. Number 11. The Clovis stone tools. Stone tools are helping experts follow the path of the Clovis people who lived around 13,000 years ago. Artifacts recovered from the Piney Grove archaeological site, now occupied by a church, are providing valuable clues about one of North America's earliest cultures. It is already known that these people hunted animals that have long since vanished, and several carefully worked pieces of quartz were found, each shaped into a tool or weapon for a particular task. By examining these artifacts, researchers are gaining a clearer understanding of how the Clovis people lived, the animals they pursued, and the tools they depended upon. One idea suggests they deliberately searched for chalcedony because it was believed to bring good fortune and successful hunts. Residue preserved on some of the stone tools has revealed traces of mastodon, bison, and an extinct species of horse. Every new discovery adds another piece to a story that remained buried for thousands of years, while many questions still refuse to vanish. Number 10. Ancient fossilized footprints. A quiet stretch of Germany held on to a story for more than 300,000 years before finally giving it back. Announced in 2023, the country's oldest known human footprints were uncovered at the Schningen open-cast lignite mine, where the muddy edge of an ancient lakeshore had frozen a fleeting moment in time. The tracks belong to Homo heidelbergensis, an early human species that shared this landscape with towering straight-tusked elephants, rhinoceroses, birds, reptiles, fish, and countless smaller creatures. Nearby, researchers documented elephant footprints measuring roughly 21 inches across, along with Europe's first known Pleistocene rhinoceros track. Stone tools, carefully crafted wooden spears, butchered animal remains, and the preserved carcass of a female forest elephant suggest these people understood teamwork, patience, and survival far better than many once believed. Still, footprints reveal movement, not conversation. They cannot explain who these people were, what they believed, or why they chose this place. Those silent impressions continue guarding their oldest secrets. Now, let's talk about number 9. The lost Maya city of Ocomtún. A blanket of dense jungle kept this place hidden for centuries, quietly protecting the remains of a forgotten Maya city that no one realized was waiting below the trees. Everything changed when powerful laser scans pierced through the thick forest canopy, exposing a sprawling settlement now known as Ocomtún. Resting deep inside Mexico's Bologna Ecological Reserve, the city once flourished between roughly 250 and 1,000 AD. Towering pyramid-shaped structures, carved stone columns, spacious plazas, and carefully planned circular layouts reveal that this was no ordinary settlement. Several pyramids still rise nearly 50 feet above the ground, while a ceremonial ball court hints at sacred games woven into Maya religious life. Archaeologists believe thousands of people once gathered here before the city gradually faded during the 10th century as wider social and political upheavals swept across the Maya world. Every newly uncovered building raises another question. How could a place this large disappear so completely that an entire civilization allowed the jungle to erase almost every trace of it? Number 8. The crystal jar from the Galloway hoard, southwest Scotland, became the focus of an extraordinary archaeological discovery after a carefully wrapped object emerged from the soil, protected beneath centuries of dirt and fabric. It formed part of the famous Galloway hoard, a remarkable collection of Viking-age treasures, yet one artifact quickly drew more attention than the rest. Once conservators carefully removed the cloth and cleaned away the accumulated soil, a magnificent crystal jar wrapped in gold was finally revealed. Along one side appeared a Latin inscription mentioning a previously unknown bishop, instantly raising fresh historical questions. Because the object remained sealed inside its fabric covering, specialists relied on advanced 3D X-ray imaging to examine it without causing damage. Those scans uncovered another inscription stating that Bishop Hygewald had commissioned the vessel, suggesting it had once belonged to a church. Although no bishop by that exact name appears in surviving records, similar family names have been documented. Number 7. Marcahuasi stone figures high above Peru's bustling capital. The landscape slowly transforms into something that feels almost detached from ordinary reality. After climbing into the Andes, visitors eventually reach Marcahuasi, a vast plateau where enormous stone formations seem to watch silently across the mountains. From one angle, they resemble human faces. A few steps later, they appear as animals, guardians, or towering figures staring into the distance. Local families have respected this place for generations, believing it possesses unusual spiritual energy, although science has never confirmed those traditions. Archaeological evidence does show that ancient people once lived here, keeping alive the possibility that at least some shapes were intentionally carved rather than shaped entirely by nature. Estimates for several formations stretch back thousands of years, though their true age remains debated. Stories surrounding Marcahuasi continue to grow, including accounts of unexplained healings and strange experiences. Whether those tales are true or not, the stones themselves still refuse to explain who shaped them or why. Number 6. The Olmec earth monster. Some ancient objects refuse to give up their secrets, and this enormous stone monument is certainly one of them. After spending decades outside its homeland, the famous earth monster has finally returned to Mexico, carrying with it the mystery of a civilization that disappeared more than 2,000 years ago. Weighing around 2,200 pounds, the sculpture is believed to have come from the archaeological site of Chalcatzingo, where the Olmec civilization produced some of the finest stone carvings in ancient America between 800 and 400 BC. Its surface portrays a mythical mountain with a cross-shaped cave opening that also forms the face of a powerful jaguar, the animal most feared and respected across ancient Mesoamerica. Many researchers believe those open jaws symbolized an entrance into the underworld, turning the monument into a sacred gateway used during important rituals. But no inscription explains its true purpose. Number 5. Sea of Galilee boat. Dry weather rarely changes history. In 1986, however, shrinking waters along the Sea of Galilee uncovered a fragile outline hidden beneath layers of mud, and archaeologists immediately realized they were looking at something very special. Resting before them was a wooden fishing boat from the 1st century CE. There is no evidence that Jesus or his disciples ever stepped aboard, but its age, construction, and proportions closely match vessels described throughout the New Testament. Stretching almost 30 feet, the boat carried fishermen, cargo, and ordinary families across the lake for many years. A simple cooking pot and oil lamp recovered nearby dated between 50 BC and 50 CE. placing it firmly within that historic period. Countless repairs visible in its wooden frame reveal a vessel treasured rather than discarded. Saving it demanded 12 years of careful conservation. Holding that boat today feels less like seeing an artifact and more like standing beside an ordinary life frozen 2,000 years ago. Number 4. Klaus Dona artifacts. Few discoveries have divided curiosity and skepticism, quite like the mysterious collection often linked to Klaus Dona. Public attention exploded in 2018 after videos circulating online claimed these strange stone carvings had been recovered from a hidden cave somewhere in Mexico and dated back nearly 7,000 years. Many pieces showed unusual beings with oversized heads, almond-shaped eyes, and expressions that instantly reminded people of modern gray alien stories. Others appeared to include disc-shaped flying objects carved into the stone. It sounded like the kind of discovery that could rewrite history. There was just one problem. Nobody could identify the cave where the objects supposedly came from. No excavation records existed. No archaeological team documented the discovery, and no scientific examination confirmed their age. Their almost flawless condition raised even more doubts, lacking the weathering expected after thousands of years underground. For now, they remain suspended between curiosity and fabrication, attracting endless attention while offering almost nothing that can actually be verified. Number 3. Crocodile skulls in a tomb. Silence filled the burial chamber until the first crocodile skull appeared from the dust. Then another emerged. Then another. By the end of the excavation, archaeologists working at Kubet El Hawa in 2023 had uncovered 9 juvenile Nile crocodile skulls carefully arranged inside the tomb of Khoi, an influential chancellor who served Pharaoh Mentuhotep II. Ancient Egyptian graves often contain sacred animals, but discoveries like this are almost unheard of in elite human burials. Every skull seemed deliberately placed, suggesting they formed part of an important funeral ceremony rather than random offerings. Some researchers believe the animals honored Sobek, the crocodile god associated with protection, strength, and royal authority. Others suspect the display reflected local traditions now lost to history. No inscription explains their purpose. Thousands of years have passed, yet those silent skulls continue asking the same question every visitor eventually asks themselves: why these animals, and why here? Number 2. Tabula Cortonensis. 7 broken pieces of bronze have managed to frustrate linguists for more than 3 decades. Unearthed in 1992 near Cortona, Italy, the Tabula Cortonensis quickly earned recognition as one of the most valuable surviving texts from the Etruscan civilization. Dating back roughly 2,200 years, it preserves one of the longest inscriptions ever discovered in a language scholars still cannot fully understand. Researchers believe another fragment once completed the tablet, but that missing section has never been recovered. Without it, important parts of the message remain locked away. Words connected with vineyards, cultivated fields, household furnishings, and Lake Trasimeno suggest the inscription records a legal agreement involving land ownership between prominent families. Even so, every translation carries uncertainty because Etruscan continues to resist complete interpretation. Each newly understood word helps, yet the larger picture stays frustratingly incomplete. That missing fragment has become almost as famous as the tablet itself, leaving historians forever wondering what final sentence disappeared with it. Number 1. The Kaimanawa Wall in the forests near New Zealand's Lake Top is a formation that has fueled arguments for decades. Rising from the hillside, enormous stone blocks appear fitted together with striking precision. Their straight edges and smooth faces giving many visitors the uneasy feeling they are staring at something built rather than formed. This is the Kaimanawa Wall, one of the country's most debated archaeological mysteries. Supporters of a lost civilization believe the structure reflects deliberate engineering that predates the arrival of the Maori around 1,000 years ago. Geologists strongly disagree, identifying the feature as naturally fractured ignimbrite created by ancient volcanic activity. Both explanations have passionate defenders, yet one detail keeps the debate alive. The site has never undergone a full archaeological excavation capable of settling the question beyond doubt. Without deeper investigation, certainty remains out of reach. Until then, those silent stone blocks continue standing in the forest, inviting curiosity while refusing to reveal their true origin. If you found this video interesting, be sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.